It's a gorgeous day here in New York City, and I'm here with my friend Kelly. We're about to take a food and walking tour with my favorite tour company, Foods of New York Tours, of Nolita and NoHo. Nolita is an area that's north of Little Italy, and NoHo is north of Houston Street. Again, this is a part of New York City I know nothing about, and that's what's so great about these tours is you learn about an area that you had no idea had so much to offer. This is absolutely delicious. The meat is really tender and moist, and the honey mustard has a little kick. It's fabulous. We're at Ron Sanchez's restaurant on Elizabeth Street, where he took the food truck craze and sort of flipped it inside out and brought the food truck into his restaurant. At this restaurant, the breakfast taco is really popular, and so basically it's just some scrambled eggs, a little potato, some chorizo, and a little avocado. We're at the Smile, and it's a little rustic piece of bread with some fresh ricotta, a little olive oil, a cherry tomato, and some salt and pepper, and it is fresh and it's just out of this world.
Good ricotta cheese.
Sweet and savory.
Not like the one we... I'm here with Amy, who's the Director of Operations for Foods of New York Tours, and we just did a tour of Nolita and NoHo, and I wanted to know how you came up with the idea, or how you created this tour, why you created the tour of this area.
Sure. Well, we were actually so overbooked. We had tours in Greenwich Village, Chelsea, Chinatown, Central Village, Soho, and we were actually, those tours were 7 days a week, 5 times a day, and we were so overbooked, we were getting a lot of phone calls that people wanted to be on the tour, and there was no space. We like to stay downtown, below 14th Street, as a lot of locals do, and so we were just exploring different areas, and there have been a surge of restaurants in the Nolita area. Nolita is north of Little Italy, and so there's a surge of restaurants in that area, so we started to check them out. We just thought Nolita was charming and quaint, and a lot of women take our tours, and they like the aesthetic and the feeling of that cute, quaint, cozy little neighborhood.
Really like that.
Yeah, so it was appealing to the eye, and that was the first step.
Each place that we tried was so unique, and each restaurant we tried was so unique and so delicious in its own way. How do you find all these hidden gems and learn about all the food from these restaurants?
And what we look for at Foods of New York Tours is family-run businesses, and so we were noticing that there are a couple of places we went into. It's a new place, but owned by 4 brothers or by a family or a husband and wife team, and so we started noticing that right off the bat. And then we basically, before really thinking too much about it, we sit down and we taste something that we like, and then we start talking to them and seeing if they're interested in,
what a wonderful job.
No, there's nothing better. I'm a lucky girl.
Oh my goodness. And then the other part of the tour is all about history and culture. So how did you learn so much about this area?
Sure. So first, then we had the food, which is the most important part, because it is a food tour. And then I look around and I look at the tops of buildings, at the windows, at the, on our Greenwich Village tour, we highlight something called boot scrapers, which is old-fashioned, where people used to come in from the dirt roads and scrape their boots off before going, and the whole area was farmland, so you needed to scrape the mud off your boots. And so when I was designing this tour, I said, where are my boot scrapers? Where are the symbolic boot scrapers? Where are the little architectural details, the things you wouldn't see, but I want to point out to you? And so I really, same idea, I walk around and I look and I see something in the wall. It's an old coal chute or something like that, or a cornice, which is the tops of the building. And I look around and I find them, and then I go online, intense online research, and that's basically how we do it. And it's a lot of dead ends. It's also a lot of really great stuff.
Well, thank you so much for everything. Thanks for the tour.
You guys are great.
Wonderful.
Again, Foods of New York Tours did not disappoint. I can't get over how adorable Nolita and NoHo is. The restaurants were so cute, so quaint. This area is very eclectic and industrial and random, and I never even knew there was so much history and architecture that even existed here. I definitely recommend this area if you're coming to New York because There are so many hidden gems, and each place was better than the last.